Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is a special video I wanted to bring to you guys in preparation for the Brickyard 400. Now, earlier in the week we did a video where we did some testing where we were out running the ghost laps down, and then we did heat races, and now we're coming into another part of trying to find speed and trying to get better at the racetracks. And part of the process that I go through every week from track to track, trying to find speed. And what we've got here is Roger Pierce has run his fastest lap in his session was a 52.259, okay, which is really fast, really good lap. And in the heat race where we finished 9th in the video, if you got to see the heat race for Indy, it was the 60 lap race where we finished 9th. We pulled the fastest lap out of that session to compare to Roger's here. Now Roger is going to be the line you see in red, okay, and our lap that we ran the 52.535, which is about 0.3 slower over the course of the lap. So we're just going to go in, and I just want to show you guys how I try to find where it's happening and how it's happening, and kind of walk you through maybe trying to get that extra little bit of speed that you're looking for outside of just logging lap after lap after lap. So without further ado, let's get to it, and I'll show you how to isolate all this and try to make sense out of it. So now the first part of the lap here, if you look down below the track here, let's switch into the stream view, which is a little bit where you can see the track. Now that we're into here, I can show you a little bit better what's going on. Okay, so the first part is the dot pops up here is the start of the lap and where the start finish line is. Okay, so as you can see, when we get to the first where we've lost 1/10 of a second is about right here. So we've carried the first corner, so we've lost 1/10 of a second in that first corner. So what we're going to do is just going to grab and highlight this section. So now it brings up in the screen, we've isolated, if you can see, it's kind of hard to see, but it's giving us this blue section, and that's everything that we're looking at over here on the right hand side, and I'm gonna walk you through that here in a second. So now we've lost 1/10 up to this point where the dot is now. So let's go back and see exactly what happened. So with the top line starting first is the speed, obviously. So like we said, Roger's in red, so we've carried more speed. But if you look here, we get into the braking zone right here way earlier, okay, and he's able to ride that all the way to, okay, we're in it at 520 there, and he's all the way 650, 660, so substantial. And then if you look at the box right below that, that's the brake. Okay, so we just covered the throttle there in line 2. Now let's move down here to line 3. You can see we got into the braking much quicker than he did. But about the same pressure though. That's not bad. Okay, so that's what's allowing him the steering angle, which, okay, then the fourth box is the gear, and the last box is the steering angle down here on the very bottom. So let's cover these again. It's starting from the top here. This is the speed we're carrying, miles per hour. Second box is the throttle right here, the throttle application, and the third box is the brake, and the fourth is the gear. So you can see that where the two different lap times are doing the gears, and then this steering angle. So now we've lost 1/10 up to this point. So from there to, it's not quite 2/10, but let's just go isolate the next section where we lost about 1/10, because it looks like the rest of it's going to be down there, probably turn 3. because we're going to get down this straightaway. It looks like pretty even money with whatever we've lost. So let's just get into it here a little bit. Remember, he's in red and we're in blue. So just coming up, starting from the top up there on the right. He's carrying more speed. So we come back down. That wasn't bad. We're matching him pretty good here. But right here, we're going to see that he is going to carry more speed, and he's in the throttle and way quicker, up to half. So he jumps on that at 32.06, and then we're at 33.56. Wow, till we start. So, but we do jump heavy into it. Actually get by him there on the throttle application. Man, so we just jumped on that throttle right there. Okay. Where he has to kind of lift right here at the apex where we have a constant. I like what we're doing there. I like my throttle application there. It's late, but it's better, I think. I mean, I'm literally teaching myself how to read this shit. So anyway, down all the way to the bottom here, this is another area where we usually struggle that I'm not seeing too bad, actually, because I have a tendency to have at least 10 degrees more steering angle than, you know, the laps that I compare myself to. So it's like just turning the steering wheel a little bit too much instead of, you know, finding an area with the wheel. And it's like you lock, not that the wheel locks there, but you want to feel like you lock yourself into that position, and then you're trying to rotate the car with your feet at that point. Then again, I mean, you know, a rookie trying to teach myself all this stuff. So just from, you know, researching, I think that's the answer. But anyway, let's keep going here. So now we're up to, by the time we get to the end of this little bit here, but I mean, we're coming out of there. If you look up at the same speed, I mean, he's at a $1.74 and I'm at a $1.74 coming out of there. So let's turn this back to the full lap. As you can see, actually, I think we gained time down the backstretch. Yeah, because we're at like 196 and then it starts falling out. Well, it looks like, yeah. So time's falling down. Falls down through there. We get him through 3. Wow. So a half second to right there we've gained. Oh, well, let's look at it. So we said we were at 9.6. So let's just follow that all the way until this last little dip right here. Because it's going to be starting coming down this, because remember we said we were accelerating out of that corner together at the same speed. So by the time we pick it up on the straightaway here, and what you'll see is these little notches of those gear shifts. So if you look between starting here at the top, your first little notch right there, that's going to be the gear shift, right? So that's how you can tell what's going on in just the speed is, okay, there's a little notch there. What happened? Well, we're not braking down the straightaway, so this particular setup has a shift option in it. Now, there's a 4th gear wind out, but man, that's touchy because you end up overheating it by the end, you know, 400 miles, and you're running hard with the pack, and I wouldn't chance the temperatures at 4th gear just winding and screaming the entire time. It's just a recipe for a car giving up on you, you know. So anyway, back to it here. Down the straightaway, this is where we're gaining time. But look here, we get mile an hour faster. And then right here, we're going to get off the throttle and get into the brakes first. So right there, we're coming 7,200 feet. We're already dropping off the throttle. There's his 73, we'll call it 06. So he's going later, and look at that right there. He's braking harder. He's at 36 at the peak. What are we at? 27. Yeah, 27, and he's at 36, 35 or 36. So he's able to see, and this is how you find the speed. Exactly. So the next time I'm out there on the track, I got to remember that I can go in there further before I start to brake. But then when I do, I got to brake like 10%. You got to give it just a lot, because if you're going in fast, you got to slow it down faster too. So that's what's happening there. I mean, just a quick blip in the throttle right here. Must have felt like he could, or he overbraked. Maybe he overbroke the car, meaning a little too much braking, because he drops way off there. Oh, but this is where we beat. Oh yeah, because he was a little shaky, but he's beating us to the throttle. So again, he's later in the corner. He's later to the brakes, but he's a little bit more, which is allowing him to rotate the car better and get to the gas sooner. And then we pick up the throttle. But by the time we get close to the exit of this corner, oh boy, see, we're battling him right there to the exit of that corner. You see that? That's a battle at the apex right there for that throttle. And that's how close it is out here, folks. You know, you're right there at the apex, and I mean, you're just, these guys are battling with that throttle, trying to hit that perfectly, which we've done. I mean, I feel. So we come through here, all this stuff looks amazing. All this stuff looks amazing. So now we can return, because we're almost done with the lap now. So now coming out of there, let's just pick that up right from the dead zone there, and then all the way to the finish. What happened? Oh boy. Well, now I know how to fix it. Okay, so anyway, we said we were coming out of here. We'll just pick it up at the flat zone. Oh yeah, because this is where he starts to beat this. He beats us to this corner, and then all the way to the finish. That's what it was. Here we go. Okay, sorry there for that, guys. A little hiccup, but I just want to get you all the way from start to finish. That way, when you do this for yourself, that you know how to do it and what you're looking for. So we're almost there. The last corner here. Oh, and look here. Could be to win the race too, and that's why this is important, because look at the speed. We dropped way too, and he's already in the throttle. Right there. He's picking up that throttle like right at entry. Sneaky. Because I'm waiting on it too long. Thinking, oh, it's got to come through the corner, and then getting on it, where he's like getting into the corner and getting into the corner and getting into the throttle at the same time. Probably that's how he's setting the car, which is smart, because I could feel how that would work. Now that I think about it. So yeah, man. And then there it is again too. It's literally right there where the money's made. Kind of beat him off that last marker, the last corner, and look how close that is. Trying to beat him off that corner. Ugh. You know, he's at 100 and I'm at 97. So it's just that little bit where it takes me to get to 100%, and he's already coming up out of that corner, which means he's going to drive off of you every time on that. But real happy with everything else through there, and then everything looks good all the way coming to the start finish line. Love the steering angle through there. Yeah, it's chattery, but it's in the ballpark. You know, so just real pleased. And then now there was a couple things to take from this lap, and now we've seen exactly where we're losing the speed and how. So hope that helped you guys out, for maybe not here at Indy, but just for reading telemetry in general. Like I said, I just taught myself this stuff, you know, in the last few months. So I think I'm doing it right. If not, feel free to leave a comment below if I'm missing something, or if you guys can help me, because, you know, this is my rookie season for iRacing and sim racing. So it's great to be on the service, and it's fun to learn. So again, we'll see you on the next one. If you enjoyed that last video, send it to one race fan that you know and ask them to subscribe to the channel on our quest for 500 subscribers. Thanks.